friends. In this video, we will discuss about the activity type and uh, product costing. So before that, let me make a quick review of what we have done in our previous video. So we have created the finished materials, semi-finished goods, raw materials, and also we have created the separate valuation classes for the raw materials, semi-finished goods, and finished material. We have assigned those valuation classes in our material master, and then we have created the bill of material, and we have created the primary cost elements, the respective consumption accounts for raw material, semi-finished goods, and the cost element for production overhead and admin overhead, and we have linked the cost centers for our primary cost elements. So we have created 3 cost centers also, uh, and this is our fourth video, and here we will discuss about the activity type and the creation of secondary cost elements. Since this secondary cost elements are required, and it will be created and they will be assigned to the activity type, and the activity type which we are now going to create or so we are going to create these 3 activity types. For example, uh, in order to make the molding for the plastic, and this activity will be carried out, and the injection of ink into our plastic sleeve, that's a plastic PVC sleeve, we are going to carry out this activity type, and finally the assembly work, and we are going to create these 3 activity types in our SAP, and we will create some secondary cost elements. I will show you. The T code for creating the activity type is KL01. Okay, it asks for the controlling area. So let me give some name for the activity type. Let me say that PM, that stands for plastic molding. Okay, let me go for standard date. Just click on enter. And the activity unit is, let me go for hours, and the cost center category is so this cost center category should coincide with the uh, cost center category that we have placed in the cost center, so that is production. The activity type category, and we will go for manual calculation and manual allocation, I think so. We'll just see it. So that's a manual entry and manual allocation, and the allocation cost element. So this shows the secondary cost element. So I'll just create a new session. We will create a secondary cost element, and we will link it over here. The T code for creating the secondary cost element is KA06. We will create the secondary cost element. It can be either numeric or even alphabets also. I just go for the same with the cost element what we have created in the activity type. I just go for the same notation. The cost element category is also, and this is we are creating this secondary cost element for internal activity allocation. So I just go for number 43, and here it is also important, the default account assignment. So the cost center that we are going to link here is the cost center C1 because this cost center is responsible for uh, raw materials and semi-finished goods, and these are the activities that corresponds to the raw materials and semi-finished goods. So I go on with the planning for cost center C1. So let me go for cost center C1. I just save this, and this secondary cost element can be linked with our activity type plastic molding. So I just leave the screen. I just enter into the activity type where I can link the secondary cost element, and okay, the indicators output. So I just save this activity. I've created this, and the next one is the ink injection. Just go for the activity type as IJ. The unit is also hover, the same cost center category, and here also the manual entry and manual allocation. So for this we will create a new cost element. Click on enter. Secondary cost element for our internal activity. So this is for internal activity allocation, and the cost center is again cost center C1. I just save it, and we'll create some other cost element also, that is for assembly work, AW. Okay, the cost element, the internal activity allocation, and here also the cost center is C1. I just save it. We will use it in the activity type. So the for ink injection, the secondary cost element is IJ. Just save it, and the assembly work activity. So here also the activity unit is hover, the same. And the secondary cost element, I just save this. So likewise we have created three activity type. So similarly I need to create some other cost elements, secondary cost elements for capturing the production overhead and admin overhead. So I just go on with some other one, uh, production overhead. So I just go for the PO, just click on enter. So here the cost element category is the overhead. Since it is the overhead, I just go for the cost element category as 41, and the cost center here we need to allocate as cost center C2. Okay, I just save this, and the last one, the assembly work, or sorry, the admin cost. So the admin overhead. So I just go with the AO. So this is also the overhead. So I just go for 41, and the cost center here is C3. I just save this, So we will update it here. The secondary cost element created here is PM, and for here is IJ, and for the assembly work AW, and we have created some more cost elements, that is uh, production overhead, and this I just write it over here. That is the cost element category as 41 here, and the rest is for, and these things we have done with the cost element category is 43, and this fifth one, that is admin overhead, and this is also will have the cost element category as 41 for overhead. Okay, I've created this activity type and secondary cost elements in this video, and in our next video we will go continue with the planning, that is essential for